Have you ever wondered why Java threads still run out of order even with max priority, or a Boolean flag isn't visible to all threads instantly, or a teeny value plus plus becomes a race condition? Welcome to Java concurrency, and today we are diving into what really drives thread scheduling, how to make threads see each other's updates, and the atomic tools that stop race conditions before they even start. Before diving into the video, if this visual style helps you understand Java better, a quick subscribe or share means a lot. It tells me these videos matter and motivates me to make even deeper visual content for you. So please don't miss to hit that bell icon. Coming back to the today's topic, let's start with the thread priorities. In Java, every thread has a priority between 1 to 10. A Java thread having priority 1 considered as min priority thread. Similarly, a thread having priority 10 known as max priority thread. In case if you are not assigning any thread priority to a thread, the default priority is 5, which is known as norm priority. Even the main thread will have the norm priority or priority as 5. Remember, the moment we explicitly set a priority on thread, it doesn't force the scheduler to run the thread slower or later. It only gives a hints to the operating system. That means it's not a command to the scheduler or operating system. It's just an hint. Rest all, it depends on the operating system and thread scheduler consider the priority. Let's quickly write a code and we'll check how OS or scheduler behaves with respect to high and low priority threads. Also, we'll have a main thread with norm priority, right? So guys, here I have declared two threads, high and low. For high thread, I have set the priority thread.max priority, which is equal to 10. Similarly, for the low thread, I have set the priority min, that is thread.min priority. Okay. Then next, I have started the high priority thread first, that is high.start, then low.start. And of course, our main thread will also start with norm priority, right? Let me open this program in my editor, IntelliJ. I have written the same code here, high thread, low thread, and the main thread. The moment I run this program, the first time, I have got the output high, main, and low. This is as usual, right? But if you run one more time, the order of the execution changed. First it given chance to the main thread, then high, and next low priority. So this is how the scheduler gives the chances to the thread irrespective of the priorities. So that is all about the thread priorities. Setting a thread priority is just giving the hint to the OS or thread scheduler. Please try to allow my thread at the beginning or at the middle or later. Okay, it's not a command, it's just a hint. That's it. The GitHub link for this code snippet is available in the video description. You can take it and you can try this code. And so far, if you have any queries, please put in the comment section. I am ready to help you. I will answer each and every question here. Now let's move on to the next topic, that is visibility problem with our shared data between threads and how we can resolve it with volatile keyword. Let's consider an example. Suppose we have two threads, that is thread 1 and thread 2, and they are holding a common Boolean variable called flag, which is initially assigned with value true. Let's say if these two threads get started and running on two different CPU cores. So once these threads were in running state, they will get a dedicated local cache where they can store the variables or the local information. With this local cache, there is a problem because one local cache is not available for other threads. Hence, for all the threads, there is one more special kind of memory area is available, that is shared memory. So in this shared memory, all the shared data between the threads will be stored. For our use case, initially the Boolean flag value will also be true in this shared memory. I hope until this point you are clear with local cache and shared memory area, right? Now let's say the thread 1 is running and it's updated the Boolean value to false. So now the problem is the flag is not get updated in the shared memory or in the local cache of other threads. Why this is a great problem? Because suppose this flag is used by thread 2 for a while loop which can go infinite if it is not updated, right? So guys, this is where volatile keyword come into rescue. If we declare this Boolean flag using volatile keyword, then what it will do is whenever any thread updates that flag, it will immediately flushes the changes into the shared memory. Here from our visual, you can see how volatile flushes from local cache to shared memory. Hence other threads, here the thread 2 also get updated, right? Here I am writing a small code snippet to demo on the shared data, like if we are not declaring with volatile, how the threads behave with respect to shared data. Okay, and you don't worry about the code, the link is available for the GitHub in the video description. You can go through it. At high level, what I have written in this code is I have declared 4 threads, 3 reader threads and 1 writer thread. Also above I have declared two variables. One is boolean flag with incel value true and the int value with incel value 0. Out of these 4 threads, only our writer thread or thread 4 updating both the variables, that is boolean and int. It's updating int value to 42 and making the boolean to false. So if we run this program, you can guess the possible output. Even though our writer thread updating the flag value and the int value, still other threads reading the boolean value as true and they're going into the while loops and printing our int value as still 0, right? This is what the visibility problem, and I would recommend you to put the volatile keyword in front of the boolean and int variables and then check the output. I am sure you will come up with a lot of queries here. So please comment your queries in the comment section. I will definitely answer. So guys, that is all about the volatile keyword and how it solves the visibility problem. Now let's see one more problem, that is synchronization problem with the shared data and how Atomic come into rescue. So guys, visibility is all about threads not seeing the latest value, whereas synchronization problem is about corrupting the thread by multiple threads at the same time. So here atomic or synchronized block come into the picture to avoid the data corruption, or we can also say race condition. Here in the code snippet, you can see we have a shared data, that is int value 999, and we have thread 1 and thread 2. When the thread 1 is incrementing it value plus plus, actually it is performing 3 operations. First, it reads the int value as 999. Then as a second operation, it adds up to 1, that is 999 plus 1, and write to the value, right? Now it is 1000. So here other threads may not wait until this thread performs multiple operations, right? Hence there will be a race condition on the shared variables. So in this kind of situations, we can use synchronized block, or we can also use atomic variables provided by Java. I have already discussed about synchronized keyword, how we can use it at block level, method level, or at a class level in our last episode. You can go through that. Coming back to Atomic, Java provides various data types like atomic integer, atomic long, atomic boolean, along with array types like atomic arrays, also references like atomic references. For now, you just remember these atomic will resolve our synchronization or race condition problem on shared data, like how volatile resolve the visibility problem. And there is so much to talk about these atomics internals, how they work, and we will explore that in deep in our upcoming tutorials. So guys, that is all about in this episode, and we'll see you in the next one.